Many bulk density methods result in samples which need to be transported to the local soil survey office laboratory for analysis. This video will describe the steps necessary to analyze these samples once they arrive in the local soil survey office laboratory. In the field, you will have begun to fill in your data sheet by recording the sample volume and moist weight. While not directly related to bulk density, this information can be useful for many other methods, such as for calculating gravimetric water content. The same datasheet will be used as you progress through the analysis of the bulk density samples in the laboratory. Each sample should be emptied into a pre-weighed drying tray. The size and style of the drying tray may vary on the size of your oven or the size of your samples. Break up the soil on the tray to help the samples dry faster. Allowing samples to air dry before putting them in the oven reduces the amount of time needed for oven drying. Air drying usually takes about 3 to 4 days. Longer drying times may be needed for some samples, such as high clay soils. Based on the properties of your sample, size of your oven, and the amount of time available to you, you may choose one of two drying methods. The whole sample oven drying method is used when not limited by rock fragments, oven capacity, or other logistical needs. The subsample oven drying method is used when the sample contains a significant amount of rock fragments, or other logistical needs that require a smaller sample size for drying, such as a small oven or weighing tray. Using the whole sample oven drying method is advised when not limited by rock fragments, oven capacity, or other logistical needs. For this method, the entire sample is dried and weighed. Turn the oven on and set the temperature to 110 degrees Celsius, plus or minus 5 degrees Celsius. Load the samples into the oven, ensuring that there is room for airflow around the samples. Dry the samples for 12 to 16 hours or until weight is constant. The sample can be weighed throughout the drying process to determine if the weight of the sample is constant. If additional drying time is necessary, return the sample to the oven. If the weight does not change over the course of 2 to 4 hours' time, the sample can be considered to be oven dry, and you can now record the final weight. After removing from the oven, allow samples to cool before obtaining the final weight. However, do not allow subsamples to stand at room temperature for longer than 10 minutes to prevent the samples from re-wetting or reabsorbing moisture in ambient air. Remove and discard any roots or large organic materials. If rock fragments greater than 2 millimeters are present, wet sieve and record the weight of the rock fragments. The wet sieving process will be part of a separate training video. When drying is complete and only the less than 2 millimeter fraction of soil remains, record the oven dry weight of the sample and tray. The subsample oven drying method is used when the sample contains a significant amount of rock fragments or other logistical needs that require a smaller sample size for drying, such as a small oven or weighing tray. Record the air dry weight of the whole sample. Crush the fine earth portion of the whole air dry sample and pass the entire sample through a 2 millimeter sieve. Record the weight of rock fragments on the datasheet. If coarse fragments are present, do not use a mortar and pestle or mechanical crusher. Crush the sample with a rolling pin, rubber or wooden mallet or wheel, or a large pipe roller. Remove and discard any roots or large organic materials. Record the weight of the tray or weigh boat. Add about 30 to 40 grams of the under 2 millimeter soil to the tray or weigh boat and record the final weight on the datasheet. This is the air dry subsample weight. Store the unused sample in its original sample bag or a new clean dry container in case more replicates are needed. Turn on the oven and set the temperature to 110 degrees Celsius plus or minus 5 degrees Celsius. Load the samples into the oven, ensuring there is room for airflow around the samples. After removing from the oven, allow samples to cool before obtaining the final weight. However, do not allow subsamples to stand at room temperature for longer than 10 minutes to prevent the samples from re-wetting or reabsorbing moisture in ambient air. When drying is complete, record the oven dry weight of the sample and tray.